Hello everyone and welcome to Forever Rugby on Forever Sports. And Jacques Nienaber has officially announced his first side for the Springboks versus British and Irish Lions test match. And it is all the big names, including Siya Kolisi back to captain it, Makazole Mapimpi, Andre Pollard starting. It is the Springboks at pretty much full strength as far as the 23 is concerned, apart from Dwayne Vermeulen and Archie Snyman. Loot Diogo as well on the bench. It's a really, really interesting side, and a side that I don't think too many people would have thought was coming, given the fact that all these players have been in isolation and not down with the squad. Before we look at the squad itself and sort of see what some of the interesting things about it, please do smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel as well. We'll be live pretty much every single day this week, as well as obviously live for the game on Saturday. So if you want to make sure you are a part of all the press conferences and stuff like that, then make sure you subscribe to the channel and smash a like on the video as well. So in terms of the team, this is what we have got. This is what Rassie Erasmus and Jacques Nienaber has cooked up for this weekend. And the first thing you'll notice there is the return of Kolisi, of Mapimpi, of Pollard, of Bongi Manambi, as well as Loot Diogo on the bench. Also, quite interesting, no longer a 6-2 split, gone with the very sort of stock standard 4-3 split at the moment. But if we look at the team, Oxenchair comes straight back into the side at number 1 with Bongi Manambi and Trevor Nyakani. So it's quite an interesting front row. Trevor Nyakani was really struggled last week Wednesday, so he's got a massive point to prove. But Frans Mahova, Stephen Kitsov, Malcolm Marks, what a front row to bring on in the second half, you know. So, not quite a bomb squad as far as the entire scrum, but really are probably bringing on what is realistically the best front row we probably can off the bench in the second half. So I think that's going to be very interesting. It'll be quite interesting now if Warren Gatlin responds to that and maybe names a similar sort of thing where he wants to maybe bring on his better scrummagers later on in the game. Because that seems to be sort of a recurring trend at the moment. We've seen Jake White use it a lot at the Bulls. You know, we've seen it happen quite a few times in and around the world. So it'll be interesting to see what the Lions do there. Then Etzebeth and Moster are the two locks. We kind of knew that was going to happen, but a loose trio of Siya Kolisi, P-Steph Toy, and Kwagga Smith. Interesting that Kwagga Smith is somebody who's I don't know, quite sort of controversial. A lot of people, a lot of fans saying that he's not big enough, he doesn't contribute enough, but he's very highly rated by Rassie Erasmus and Jacques Nienaber, as is Reinhard Alstad. I think is quite an interesting inclusion on the bench itself. Pete the Toy obviously is quite a straightforward pick. Good to see Siya Kolisi back and starting as well. Faf de Klerk, Andre Pollard, that World Cup winning combination is back. In fact, it's the World Cup winning backline of Faf de Klerk, Andre Pollard, Makazole Mapimpi, Damon Delendi, Lekanyo and Cheslin Colby, as well as Billy LaRue, who's recovered his injury and starts at full back. In terms of the bench, we spoke about a very good front row. Then we've got Loot Diogo, Reinhard Alstad. I think Reinhard Alstad's probably quite lucky to be there ahead of Jasper Wiese, but maybe his versatility making him a little bit more sort of favourable. I think that Jasper Wiese has shown quite a lot of promise, and I reckon that if Kwagga Smith or Alstad doesn't make a big statement this weekend, I think that's somebody who'll be drafted in quite quickly. Really good to see that Loot Diogo is fit. Then Herschel Yankees, I think, is an interesting call ahead of Kobus Reinach. Probably a much sort of more exciting sort of type player. I think that as a combo, I think Herschel Yankees and Alton Yankees to come off the bench. Very interesting that all the abuse that I've copped in Alton Yankees, saying that he didn't have a bad game on Saturday and he was actually alright. It's funny how the Supersport panel agreed. It's funny how Zondia Stick singled him out yesterday in his press conference, said he played a really good game. And now Jacques Nienaber and Rassie Erasmus have backed him to come off the bench against the British and Irish Lions. As well as Damien Willemse, not France State. Those backline substitutions are really exciting players. If we're chasing the game on Saturday, if we're like 10 or 15 points down, you know, at the 60-minute mark, who better to come on and try and turn on a game than the exciting players of Herschel Yankees, Alton Yankees, and Damien Willemse? We are talking about raw attacking talent there. You know, defensively, maybe with the question marks over Alton and Herschel, but you know, Damien Willemse look really good when he's come on at inside centre or full back. It'll be interesting to see what the sort of substitutions are. You know, whether they look at bringing Damien Willemse on at inside centre, are they going to bring him on at full back? You know, do you bring Alton on for Damien Delendi, for example, and shift Andre Pollard to inside centre? Is Pollard fit enough to play 80 minutes? That's probably the thinking. I think, you know, probably a few doubts about Billy LaRue, about Makazole Mapimpi, and about Pollard. So I reckon, you know, we could even see sort of Billy LaRue on the wing, or we could see Willemse on the wing, for example. So it'll be quite interesting to see how the bench is used. That's probably going to be the biggest sort of thing that we just don't really know. That the biggest sort of watch out for the weekend is going to see how we use this bench. But it's really good to see that the big names are back. I mean, we were all worried that, you know, they were talking about how the fact that this tour has been a bit of a farce and it hasn't been great, and we haven't had our best players and stuff like that. To be able to see all those big names back in the lineup, you know, maybe not even necessarily in the strongest sort of 15 we've got, but I think that Marks Kitsov Malherbe off the bench could be a masterstroke. Massive game for Trevor Nyakani. And Bongi Manambi is a very reliable line-out throw. And I think Malcolm Marx has proved that he's been fantastic off the bench. He'll probably come on the 40-minute mark. So, I mean, what a nice position to be in, to be able to have two world-class hookers, which you can give one person 40 minutes and then the other person 40 minutes. I think it's a great team. I really do. I think it's got a little bit of everything. It's definitely a side. It comes down to that front row. If Oxenchair and Chevin-Yokani, both players who have kind of had a bit of question marks over at scrum time, if they can just hold the British and Irish lines up for that sort of first 45 minutes, and you're bringing on Frans Malherbe and Stephen Kitsoff at sort of 45, 50 minutes just to decimate that line scrum, then I think that would be a big turning point for the team itself. Let me know what you think of the team down below. Smash like on video, subscribe to the channel. My name is Stephen. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll chat to you soon.